your time has come.
All right, 24 minutes before 11 o'clock. It's the first day of spring, and it's beautiful out there. Hope you're having a good day. And gosh, it's like, spring is supposed to feel like the renewal, right? The renewal time. It feels like everything's being renewed today.
Oh yeah.
The cold weather is gone, right?
Yes.
It ended at 6:30 this morning, and here in Florida, it was supposed to have ended, I think, a month or two ago.
Yeah.
Dr. Christine Horner is on the phone, and she'll be on the air in a second. She's been with us before. She is a preventative health expert. She's a surgeon, a speaker. She holds board certifications on the National Board of Surgery and the National Board of Plastic Surgery, and she's going to talk to us about her book, Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty, and the topic that I have as my note says 4 fatal health mistakes that women over the age of 40 make, Robin.
Yeah.
So that's you.
I'm listening. I know.
You're a woman, you're over 40, and
That's right.
don't make fatal mistakes. Walking out into traffic, I would imagine, is one of them.
I think so. I got to
Good
pay attention.
morning, Dr. Horner. Good morning. How are you?
Good morning. I'm fabulous. How are you?
Are you driving right now?
I was. Is it a bad connection?
No. Is that? Are you?
No. I'm sitting in a parking lot right now outside where I'm going to start playing tennis with my girlfriend.
Oh, you're going to play tennis. Oh, my gosh.
I am. Yeah.
Where are you, in Southern California?
I am beautiful Southern California, yes.
10, 9, 8, 7. So you're playing tennis at 7:30 in the morning?
I am. It's a great way to start the day.
Is that your normal day? You normally play tennis in the mornings?
Probably 4 days a week I do, yeah.
Do you do it for exercise or because it's fun, or both?
Both. Yeah, both.
Are you the winner? Do you win, or do you lose a lot?
We mix it all up, so it's usually close.
Because I always thought if I got into an exercise that was also a sport, it might make it more fun. But would it matter?
Oh, it's tons of fun.
But would it matter to me if I was horrible at it? If I was horrible at something, would anybody even want to play with me?
That's why you take lessons. So you're not horrible. Yeah.
So how are you? This is the first day of spring. How does it feel in Southern California? First day.
Well, it's spring pretty much year-round here, so that's right. That's the reason I live here. Yeah.
So what are the health mistakes that women make that could be fatal?
Well, first of all, most women, we just got through with kind of Heart Awareness Month, and a lot of women don't think that they're potentially could get heart disease, but actually it's the number one killer. Most people think about breast cancer, but heart disease kills 10 times, more women. So it's like 1 out of 3 women die from heart disease, and it's about 1 out of 32 for breast cancer. So not being aware, that in your 40s you're busy, you've got your family, your career, all this kind of stuff, and you're still thinking you have invincible health, for when you're younger.
Yeah.
But those are important years, and, there's certain things that you can do that are super simple that will dramatically lower your risk. Exercise, like tennis in the morning, is one of them. But omega-3 fatty acids, hugely anti-inflammatory, and they also have all sorts of really great kind of cardioprotective effects, from helping to reduce blood clotting to help with how the heart beats and so forth. And also vitamin D is another one where we just think here's a simple vitamin, but now the research is showing that it's crucially important in the physiology of every cell, very important for helping to lower the risk of cardiovascular disease. And knowing what your levels are is super important, because being in that therapeutic kind of 40 to 80 range is really drops your risk of virtually every chronic disease in half almost.
Let me ask you about that particular one, because you're going to go outside in sunny Southern California and play tennis, and you're going to have lots of sunshine. Isn't that how we get vitamin D naturally? Isn't that a good way to get it?
It sure is, but, most people are not getting that. They're either working, all day long and not exposed to it, or they're in northern climates. And so that's why 80% of people in the United States actually have low vitamin D levels. So the great thing is you don't even have to go to a doctor's office to get your vitamin D levels checked. You can do it right at home, and you can order a kit from the internet. Yep. called powerofd.org. And you order this kit, comes to your house, you just prick your finger, they've got instructions in there, you put a dot of blood on a piece of paper and then send it in and they will tell you what your levels are. Most people need at least 2,000 international units of vitamin D, so a lot more than we used to think, and sometimes you need way more than that, like 5,000 or 10,000, just depending on what your situation is.
Wow.
And so what the recommendation is to then check your levels every 6 months so that you can keep on top of it.
So do you once you get the blood sample, do you send it away or do you do it yourself?
Yeah. No, you send it, you put a drop of blood on a piece of paper and then you send it, in, and then they will, send you your levels through an email.
Wow. And I'm guessing you did this yourself?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I did it myself, yeah.
And were you happy with the results? And did you see it a second time? In other words,
sure.
Okay, so were you...
My results are great because I live in sunny Southern California and I take supplemental vitamin D.
Oh, so your numbers were good. When you got the numbers back, it was a good result, right?
Yes, yeah. They were nice and high, so yeah.
So what kind of things would you experience? What health problems would you have if your vitamin D was not as it should be?
Well, like I said, it's involved in almost everything. So it's like your risk of breast cancer, multiple sclerosis, Parkinson's, heart disease. I mean, you can just go on and on and on. So that's why it's really critically important.
Now, you said about omega-3 fatty acids. Now, to me, that seems like a contradiction because you hear nutritionists say that we have to stay away from fat because it's bad for you, but then you have to sort of balance it out with the omega-3s. Can't we just
actually, that whole thing about fat being bad for you, that's kind of a real fallacy. It turns out that fat is one of the most important nutrients for us to consume because our brains are coated with fat, every cell membrane is made out of fat, our hormones are made out of fat, and so you actually need quite a bit of fat in your diet every day, but the key thing is to have the healthy types of fats. So omega-3 fatty acids are considered to be the healthiest types of fats that you can consume, and they have just profound anti-inflammatory properties, anti-cancer properties, and super health promoting. So not the saturated animal fats, trans fats, you want to avoid those and really load up on the omega-3s that are found in flax seeds and also in fish.
And so, so I kind of stopped short on the vitamin D one, and so maybe we should move on to the next one. Well, we're up again. Before you get started, let me just take the break and get that out of the way, and then we'll continue on the other side. Dr. Christine Horner sitting in her car, anxious to get out and go play tennis with her friends. Where are the friends right now? Are they watching you? I mean, do they know you're there?
They're warming up, and I told them whoever draws the short straw gets me as their partner. It won't be warmed up.
All right. Well, we're gonna learn more, and of course, the book is called Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty. If you want to go to Dr. Horner's website, it's drchristinehorner.com, and the website she just gave us for the vitamin D kit is called powerofd.org. We will be right back with more questions.
The weather is brought to you by myfwc.com. Safe boating is no accident. On this Monday, mostly sunny and beautiful with a high of 72 to 76. Monday night will be clear and cool with lows ranging from the mid and upper 40s inland to about 54 along the coast. Sunny and gorgeous on Tuesday with a high of 78 to 82. Wednesday, mostly sunny and pleasantly warm, high 82 to 86. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Joe Lundberg.
Hi, I'm Seth with AA Lock, Dock, and Security. Have you ever thought about the locks or security on your house or business? Have you ever wondered why the keys to your new car cost so much? Well, at AA Lock, Dock, and Security, we can help with securing your valuables. We can even replace those expensive transponder keys. We can give you the knowledge that no one else will. Call AA Lock, Dock, and Security at 867-1965. That's 867-1965.
You're going to love your new windows and the immediate energy savings when you work with Renewal by Andersen. you'll experience legendary quality installation. Visit renewalbyanderson.com for a free in-home consultation with the pros. Right now, save $300 on every window and $850 on patio doors. No money down, 0% interest, and 0 payments for 12 months with approved credit. Visit renewalbyanderson.com. That's renewalbyanderson.com. But hurry, offer ends March 31st. License CGC 1524135.
If you or a loved one is suffering with knee, shoulder, neck or back pain, plantar fasciitis, peripheral neuropathy, and even tennis elbow, and would like to learn about how there are treatments that may benefit you, go to drjuanyordan.com, then listen in on the first and third Thursday at 10 a.m. and hear from health professionals doing these treatments and patients who have benefited from them. First and third Thursdays, 10 a.m. Next Generation MD, right here on The Source.
What you may have missed on the John Tesh Radio Show.
Instagram is also good for real estate because it's searchable. So you can search for a hashtag like a city name or even a certain neighborhood and find a listing you may not have seen otherwise. Rooms with candlelight and soft music help people eat about 120 fewer calories per meal compared to eating somewhere bright and loud. Would you like to be more likable and considered great leadership material? Just use your hand gestures wisely.
Intelligence for your life on the John Tesh Radio Show. Don't miss this stuff.
Cookies, 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 cookies. We go cookie eating cookies.
When you want something special and fun for any occasion, get cookies. King Cookie in the Paddock Mall in Ocala will make a delicious, fun-filled delight just for you. So next time you're in the mall, stop by King Cookie or call 352-237-2557. KingCookieOcala.com. Customized cookies, cakes, and more. King Cookie.
Eating cookies. We're so happy eating cookies. Cookies!
All right, 12 minutes before 11 o'clock. Thank you for staying tuned. Dr. Christine Horner hopefully is hanging on there in Southern California. I love Southern California, by the way. It's been so long since I've been there. I want to come out and be there again. What area are you in specifically, Doctor?
I'm in San Diego.
San Diego. Oh, see, I've never even been to
Otherwise known as Paradise.
Yeah, everybody says that. I've been Santa Monica and LA, that whole area right there, but
Yeah.
I always wanted to go down to that area where you are. Do you ever get to Mexico?
Sure, absolutely.
Because that's right. That's just across the way, isn't it? I mean, aren't you very close?
It sure is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. Yeah.
All right. So talk. When we talk about health, it's either something we're doing or something we're eating or not eating, right?
That's right. So it's totally true. So yeah. So anyway, we'll go to the next fatal mistake, which is menopause. Actually,
menopause.
So in the 40s, menopause. So here's the thing: is that the average age of menopause is 50, but there's kind of this phenomenon that's occurring in the United States where women girls are starting puberty early, actually, instead of the age around the world of 16 or 17. It's not uncommon for women to start their periods at age 10 here. And so one of the things that they found is that if that happens, they have a tendency to go through early menopause, and they can start getting symptoms even in their 30s and 40s. So if you start having like mood swings and hot flashes and things like that, I mean, you may not even be thinking about it, at that particular age. And like you said, it all comes down to kind of like diet and lifestyle, because, if you're really living a life that's in balance, normally you don't have those symptoms. But there's people that actually, can have pretty healthy lifestyle and still have some symptoms like that. And the good news is that in addition to the healthy diet and lifestyle, the things that can actually help you as well is there's certain plant-based or herbal-based products that can help with menopausal symptoms, and they're perfectly safe, and they got great research. I mean, that's one thing where it's kind of like that most people think, there's not good research on it, or they don't really have that much effectiveness. But, for instance, there's a relatively new product. It's been in Europe for about 15 years and just came to this country a couple of years ago. It's called Relizen, which is spelled Relizen, and it's made from flowers in Sweden. And what they found was that they've actually studied it with the rigors of what they do for a pharmaceutical by doing double-blinded placebo-controlled studies, and so they found that it's really highly effective. And hot flashes, mood swings, sleep disturbances, and a variety of other menopausal symptoms. And it doesn't work hormonally, so it doesn't increase your risk of getting breast cancer and other health problems like hormone replacement therapy does, which I almost never recommend because there's so many health problems associated with that. And so it's actually the number one hot flash formula in France,
really?
Now. So it's been studied here, in the United States. In fact, they've enrolled really conservative OBGYNs, like the lead author was an OBGYN professor at New York University School of Medicine. He's also the former president of the North American Menopause Society. So these are really super conservative. They're, been using hormone replacement therapy and everything.
Do they have a magazine?
I'm sorry, what?
Does the Menopause Society have a magazine?
For other doctors. That's right. But he normally said, look, I don't believe in supplements, but they enroll him to be the lead author. And so at the end of it, he said, I normally don't believe in supplements, but this one, really works because they did it.
Oh, really?
Double-blinded, placebo-controlled. Yeah. So,
well, that's
to me, it's like a great thing to take. Yeah.
I'm sorry, doctor. That is a great thing that you just said right there, because that's the question a lot of people have. It's simply this: if I will be healthier by making sure that I have the right vitamins, does that bottle of vitamins at the health food store do anything, or should I just eat more? They tell you to eat kale. They tell you to eat. I don't know. They tell you to go out in the sun more.
Yeah.
So is it even possible for a supplement to take the place of a natural way of getting those vitamins?
Well, it's not taking the place. It's like in addition, to. So, for instance, like you had said before, it all comes down to kind of diet and lifestyle, your foods, your exercise, what time you go to bed, your relationships. All those things kind of have huge effects on your health. It's not one thing. It's, really a variety of different things that are super important to pay attention to. But in addition to that, you can get help from natural things. So we talked about vitamin D. I mean, absolutely you need to be taking supplements for vitamin D. Almost everybody does in order to enhance your health. You don't get that from your food. And then some of these things that are kind of hormonally balancing, like the relazin, that's not something you're going to get from your food. You're not eating Swedish flowers, right?
Right.
Things that can really help, and so, also for other things, I think it's super important to just kind of give yourself a boost. Turmeric, that Indian spice, has got like 150 different health properties to it, so it's like you just can't get that, from eating your food.
You had said earlier that you try to dissuade the women from taking hormone replacement therapy. Does that also include the estrogen?
Yeah, I mean, in particular, because, that used to be given out like candy. It was the number one prescribed medication in the world at one point in time, and we were told, it was supposed to help your heart health. It was supposed to help, deter Alzheimer's disease, and in fact, when the Women's Health Initiative study, which was this huge prospective study, so that's following people into the future, that's when we get the very best information. So when they did that in 2003, all of a sudden they were like, whoops, what they actually found was that hormone replacement therapy significantly increased your risk of breast cancer, uterine cancer, and blood clots and gallbladder disease and many different things. It didn't protect your heart health and didn't protect you from Alzheimer's disease. So the prescribing practices, thank God, changed kind of overnight, and we actually saw a 7% decrease in the incidence of breast cancer the first year after that, and another 7% decrease, after that. So it's just, when people are doing these bioidenticals, which I don't believe in doing that either, unless you have surgery that, where they do a hysterectomy and you're instantly put in menopause. You need some help, for a little bit during that time. But otherwise, it's just too dangerous. And I'm trained in Ayurveda, and we definitely recognize in Ayurveda that having menopausal symptoms, for the most part, isn't a kind of accumulation of imbalances that you've had most of your life, just kind of manifesting finally at that age. But if your body's in balance, if you're eating properly for your body type and exercising and doing, all the things to stay healthy, the likelihood of having menopausal symptoms is actually darn small. And during that time when you're rebalancing, and also occasionally there's some people that still need some help with it, even if they're doing all the right things, that's when you can do these herbal or plant-based products like Relazin that are completely safe, no side effects, with them, and you can, we've got double-blinded, placebo-controlled studies that show that it really helps.
Right. Let me ask about some of the marketed items that are marketed specific. Like you go to the vitamin aisle, let's say in the grocery store, and you find a one-a-day type of a vitamin, and one says the men's formula, and one says the women's formula. Mm-hmm. Are they really formulated in such a way that it will be more beneficial for you to? In other words, should Robin be using the one that says women's formula, and I should be the one using the one that says men's formula? How do I mean they?
Well, first of all, I'm not. One a day is not your best choice. What you want to do is to choose a vitamin supplement that's based on foods, like natural foods, and nothing synthetic. Because if you do synthetic vitamins, you're just paying for expensive pee, basically.
Oh, okay.
But if you do food-based vitamins, then those are things that actually absorb into your system and you can use. And so if you go to your health food store and ask, the person there about doing some food-based vitamin supplements, then you're going to get high quality. And yes, there is a slight difference in some of the nutrients that women need versus what men need. So, ideally there is some, different formulas for that, and there are some slight differences. We're different,
Yeah, sure.
From Mars and women from Venus.
I noticed. Yeah, I noticed. So before we run out of time, I want to make sure the listeners can get the book and can also get that website for the vitamin D test. If I could just repeat that.
Sure.
That is powerofd.org, and I went there, and it looks pretty straightforward as to how you do this. Do you do it all the time? I mean, do you get that test every 6 months or something?
Every 6 months is what's recommended, because things are constantly changing. That's the thing about the human body; nothing's stable. You're constantly in flux, and so you just want to stay on top of it and make sure that the amount of vitamin D that you're taking is the right amount to keep your levels up in that therapeutic dose, not too little and not too much, and have it right in that area, because it's so important for your health.
And the new book is called Radiant Health, Ageless Beauty. Is that available on your website?
It sure is. It's Amazon.com and all the normal channels. And if you want an autographed copy on my website, drchristinehorner.com.
And
all right.
Doctor is DR.
DR, yeah, not spelled out, Doctor.
DrChristineHorner.com.
All right, so are you an aggressive tennis player? You're passive? Are you passive?
I'm working on a blazing serve, and I love poaching at the net.
Well, be careful out there. Don't sprain an ankle or something like that. Thank you for being on there with us, Doctor. Always good to hear from you.
Thank you. Likewise.
All right. We will be right back. Here's a 30-second news brief from The Source. WOCA Vice President Mike Pence was in Jacksonville Saturday promoting healthcare reform. United Launch Alliance launched the Delta IV rocket from Cape Canaveral on Saturday night. A sex sting operation in Gainesville yielded the arrests of 5 men soliciting minors, including 1 man from Ocala. Prison guards in Florida may be getting a raise, and Joe Rothenberger won 7 awards, including Best Film, at yesterday's Jump Cut Film Challenge ceremony. And that is your news brief from The Source.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Fox News Radio, I'm Pat O'Neill. The House Intelligence Committee hearing testimony today from FBI Director James Comey and NSA Chief Michael Rogers about charges Russia meddled in the U.S. elections. GOP Committee Chair Devin Nunes says Russian efforts shouldn't come as a